So we're looking at a tennis match here. This is the Australian Open Women's Semi-Final. What I'm going to do on this video is show you how you would use BetAngel to set up potential entry and exit points during the match. That's what we're going to do in this video.
Click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get instant notification of new videos as they're released.
So first of all, I'll describe the screen to you. On the right hand side we have the watch list. We've got the watch list up here because if there are other matches taking place at that moment in time, or in or around that particular moment in time, the watch list will populate the scores for us. At the moment there are no matches underway, so you can see it's love all in all of these matches. But the watch list is helpful for looking at matches, and you just need one click on the watch list to jump straight to that match, and everything else on BetAngel will populate when you do that. Got the ladder on the left hand side where we're going to be trading from, and you can see in the middle we've got Tennis Trader, and Tennis Trader is really helpful in terms of the ability to understand what's going to happen in a match and how that will affect your trading position. But it will also allow you to set up potential positions that are likely to occur that you can trade in and out of. And so let's have a quick look, or even I say a quick look, a more detailed look as to how we would achieve that. So we've gone into this match, we've clicked on Tennis Trader, which you would achieve by going to the tennis ball at the top. There's a big clue there as to where Tennis Trader exists on BetAngel. It will bring up a grid, and then you can actually pick scenarios from that grid. Or what we've done here is you can see we've ticked custom score, Konta wins game, Kerber wins game, Kerber wins set, Konta wins set. And we can sort of fiddle around with a number of different scenarios here and work out where we think the match could be at any one particular point. But the reason that we've actually got these predefined areas is it's just very quick. You'll probably want to know what happens if one or other player wins a game or a set. But let's have a look at some base scenarios here that you could trade off of. So the first one to look at really is what would happen if one of them wins the set. So we can see here Kerber starts the match at 138, but if she wins the set she goes down to 114. So using a little bit of maths, I'm going to use a calculator here to illustrate this for you clearly. If we back at 138 and then we trade out at 114, then you can see that there's a 24 point gain effectively within that. So if we were able to trade that with £100 at 138 by backing and then laying at 114, then we would make 24 ticks on that particular trade. We make £24 on that particular trade in the market. So that could be a scenario that we choose to do. We decide to back Kerber and trade out after the first set, in which case we would make 24 ticks. So now of course the set could go the other way. It could be that Konta wins the set, and in which case if Konta wins the first set, what would her price be then? You can see her price would go out to 233. So if we do 233 minus 138, then you can see actually what happens is we end up with 95 tick profit in that particular scenario. So that looks attractive, doesn't it? But what the market is telling us is it's not sure that will actually happen. However, if we do 95, which is the profit we'd make by laying Kerber and Konta winning the first set, divided by 0.24, then what you'll actually see here is the payoff for Kerber not winning that first set is nearly 4 times the chance or the potential payoff if she does. So in fact what you're saying here is effectively, there's a 1 in 4 chance. There's a 25% chance of Konta going on to win that first set. So therefore your judgment is basically, can I predict better than a 25% chance that Konta will win this? Is it really a 30% chance? Because if it is, that's what you should do. Is there a 40% chance, 50% chance, and so on and so forth? So therefore you should probably look at that and think, well, the payoff is sufficient for me to pursue that strategy. So that's sort of how you'd approach it. You would look at a scenario, in this case somebody winning the first set, and then you would set up your trading position to exploit that. And the market tells you one payoff against the other, what you need to do to be able to achieve that. And at the beginning of the match, you may have an opinion on it, but as the match unfolds, you may change your opinion depending upon how the players are playing. So that's worth pursuing and understanding. But yeah, you can see here, if you lay Kerber at 138, the chance of her losing the first set would produce quite a significant payoff in terms of your position on Kerber. So that may be something that you want to pursue. Let's say you're looking at stats and you realize that in fact Kerber is hopeless at holding on to a break in the first set. Then we can see here, let's say that Konta is serving first, because obviously you can determine who serves first. Then you can see that Kerber actually wins that game. So Konta actually plays the first game, has an absolute shocker, and goes a breakdown in the first game. You can see that Kerber's price will go from 138 to 122. Now that may actually present a better opportunity for you to lay, because I've just been looking at some stats which says that Kerber struggles to hold a break in the first set, and there's a good chance that that will happen. So let's say that Kerber goes up early in the first set. Then you could get a lay on Kerber at 122, and then if Konta goes on to win the set, then you can see the odds will be 233. 233. So the payoff is just that much bigger. So let's say that in fact you don't want to wait until the set is over, you just want to wait until Konta goes into the lead at some point within that match. So we're saying that Kerber is serving and is a game up. That's what produces the 122 because she's basically broken. Then let's say she holds a game, and then Konta holds her game, and then she breaks Kerber, and then goes on to win her next game. Then suddenly you can see that the odds have started to move out fairly dramatically. If we nudge this forward and we say that that actually happens a little later, and we end up at 5-3 to Konta, can you see how that's changed the odds significantly there? And let's say that it's 4-3, you can see there's a big difference in those two scenarios there. So using that, you can start to pinpoint areas in the set where your payoff is highest or lowest within that particular match. Now you may think that fiddling around with all of these numbers is slightly unintuitive. You need a lead in to this. So you're saying so-and-so goes a break up and then loses that break, or you're saying so-and-so breaks first, or or loses serve first, or something like that. And if you want to look at it in its full glory, if we reset all of these scores here back to 0, then if you go onto the set matrix, then what you can actually see is all of this scenario played out. And the interesting thing about this, we've said Angelique Kerber is serving first. So you can see if Kerber serves first and goes from love all to 1-all, it's 134. Konta serves and wins her game. Kerber wins and serves her game. Konta wins and serves her game. Boom, boom, boom. That's the pattern if there were no breaks within the match. So these two lines here are representing no breaks. Now, if Kerber actually goes a break up, then you can see it goes Kerber serves, wins her game, and then breaks her opponent. And then you can see that then her opponent then wins a game, and so on and so forth. Or then Kerber serves again, then her opponent wins a game, Kerber serves again. Can you see how effectively what you're looking at on this set matrix is this section here, when this player is serving, is basically everything's going with serve. This section here is the first server in the set is a break up. This section here is server is 2 breaks up. And likewise, it flips on the other side as well. So this would be a break up to Konta as the set progresses. This would be 2 breaks up. And obviously if we flip the server around to Konta serving first, then you would effectively flip this matrix around as well in terms of how you interpret it. But if you want to go down to fine detail, you can use the match grid. But if you want to look at a set before the set has started on a future match, then this will allow you to navigate it. And it's that simple to understand what's going on. If the person on the left is serving, then this is basically going with serve, a break up, 2 breaks up, and the opposite on the other side. And if we put Konta on serve, then that would flip this way. And you would see that the bottom part, the first 2 lines on the bottom rows here, would be to do with Conte holding serve. But of course we don't know who's going to serve yet. We'll have to wait until the match starts to figure out what it is. But there's no harm in you actually going in and having a look anyway. So you can actually change the server even though you don't know it. So you can work on both scenarios independently before the match has even started. And this will naturally give you good entry and exit points when you're looking at trading tennis. And it'll also tell you roughly where the market is likely to be. Now when the match gets underway, there could be a number of scenarios that occur that alter those, such as if somebody calls on a trainer or one of them is visibly not playing particularly well. But nonetheless, it's helpful to actually have a scenario where you can actually work that out or work out a game plan before the match has started. And the great thing about BetAngel is you don't have to sit there and trade it manually. You can actually do this automatically where scores are provided. So check out the forum where we have a number of example pieces of automation that will allow you to trade a player just before the match has started and trade when they're a breakup or a breakdown or a setup and a set down. Very easy to do, and it will expand your repertoire significantly, so please check that out. But in a nutshell, that's how you would come up with a trading script for a tennis match. Whether you trade that manually or automatically is up to you, but that's the sort of thing that I do before every match. Look at all the scenarios, figure out where my natural entry and exit points are, and also what up and down side I've got, and what I need to achieve to get that payoff. Hope that's been useful for you.
If you're interested in learning more about BetAngel, its tools and the opportunities they present, then why not visit betangel.com today and download a free trial.